Hi guys, welcome back to the continuation of the project for ASSON Tech Hub Phase 1, and this project is titled CGPA Calculator and Forecasting System using Microsoft Excel. So in this video I'll be taking it up from where we stop on the platform. For the benefits of those that missed the previous class, I'm starting everything right from the beginning again. So just like as we said, I have a sheet here, as you can see, a blank sheet that contains just some columns which are of key importance to us for this project. So this sheet is going to be renamed as sheet 1 because it's going to be renamed as 100 level, because every level will have their own sheet separately. So we'll be dealing with BMAS curriculum first, then once we are done with it, we'll transfer the same method to CCMAS using CCMAS courses. So with me here to make the work a lot more easier, I have the extracted courses that I forward you guys on the platform here. So I'll be working with the BMAS. So the first thing to do is to copy the key important thing I need from here, which is the course code, the course title, and the credit unit for the course. So I will just copy them from here and go back to the worksheet where we are building the project. So I'm going to just click here under the first column for the serial number there, then go to paste and paste as value, because I don't want it to come with any default design that is already having there. And that is it. So the next thing to do is to make this table look more okay. At first we need a heading at the top there, and that is the reason I leave the first row there. So we're going to merge it. There's something called merge. To merge something in a spreadsheet or while dealing with a table is like a combination. It's like you're trying to combine two or more cells together to become one cell. So once it's highlighted like this, I'll just go to the alignment group on the home tab there and select merge and center. Perfect. That is all we need. So we need this heading to display like this is 100 level first semester. Okay, stuff like that. 100 level first semester. Okay, so this don't have to be attached to the table for the result. So we are going to increase the height for the row just by dragging the divider line from the row label there. So I'm going to select it and make it bold. Then we're going to align it to be center, vertical and horizontal, the way we have it now. So, and again, I would like to increase its own font size to something like 12. I think that is okay. The next thing is to color the head of the result. So I will highlight it, then go to the shading and select the blue color which we are using for this project. As you can see now, the text on it becomes, it's not showing clearly anymore because it's black and it's on blue. So we're going to change the font color to white to make everything look more perfect. And that is it. The next thing we need to do to this heading is to ensure that it's bold, and we'll ensure that it's 12 inches. Perfect. When you check this very well, you discover that some of the stuffs are hidden. They are not showing fully. If you click on it, like if you click on the first course there, CHM 111, you discover that the title is Introduction to Chemistry, but it's not showing completely here. All we need to do is to expand the width, increase the width of the column for the course. So I want to work with every other columns that are having the same issue. So we just go to the left left corner at the top of the sheet, click on that rectangular shape, the triangular shape, and everything will be selected like this. So go to any of the label for the columns and double click on it. Once double click on the divider line, those line. Okay, so the next thing I would like to do is to adjust the space for the credit units to make it look more okay, and the same thing for grade point. Okay, the next thing to do here is to ensure that everything displayed properly how it's supposed to be. So we're going to increase the height of the heading row to make it look more okay, and also we would like to align it to center horizontally and also center vertically. Okay, so we're going to select what we have in it there, and then we'll select both horizontal and vertical center alignment for it. It looks more nice now, but not that perfect. So our next step is to ensure that we do it with this grid line. We don't need it, so let's do it with the grid line. We'll do it with it by going to the view tab. From the view tab, we'll just uncheck it because we don't need it, and that is it. We have this now, but still not looking perfect. Don't worry, we're going to color it and ensure we give it a proper outlook. But at first we need some stuff like the total, because we're going to be summing the credit unit, and also the total grade points. We're going to be summing it. So to do this, there are two cells here actually, so I will merge the first one. So go back to the home and select the merge and center. So I'll merge it and I'll call it total. Okay, now that we have the total, the next thing we need is the GPA. So I will highlight the next two rows there, down it, and I will echo GPA there. Okay, so after having the GPA, we need other thing like the CGPA. Okay, so I'm going to merge another two cells here, and I'll call this CGPA. Okay, so the next thing to ensure we do here is to make sure that everything within this area is bold. Okay, so we're going to ensure that everything within this area is bold. So I will highlight everything and select bold, and also ensure that the font is 12. Let it be bigger than the body of the results. Okay, next let's proceed. Ensure that everything here is in center alignment. It's in center alignment both horizontally and vertically. Okay, and that is it. Perfect. So now we have to give this a divider, like we have to border the places where we are having the information for the results. To do this, we need to give the border line a color of our theme, which is this blue that we are using. So in order to do this, let's first go to the font group there and go under the borders option. Come down, you will see the line color, then we'll select the theme color, which is this blue. Okay, it's going to select things like this. Just click into the formula bar and you'll be done with it. So the next thing to do is to highlight every other area apart from the heading. Okay, so we'll highlight every other area apart from the heading like this, and we'll go back to the border and select all border. Wow, it's looking nice. All right, the next thing to do is to merge this place and ensure that we're having just one cell there, because we're echoing just one stuff in there, which is the CGPA. Okay, after that, let's do our alignment for the body of the result. So I'm going to highlight the body of the result like this, and going to ensure we do alignment properly for it, both for everything. Yeah, but actually for the course I don't want it like this, so I'm going to select the course title and take it back to left alignment. Yeah, I think that look more matured. Okay, so that is for that. The next thing to do here is to start with our calculation. But before we move into this calculation, I would like to center this, let it look more properly. Our design remain one, it's not yet complete. So that is why I leave this first row, the first column there, that is why I leave it for this particular purpose. So all I need to do here is just drag to increase the weight for the A, and as I'm dragging it, our result will become centered. Hope you are feeling it. Okay, so this is it. Now we now have this beautiful outlook for the display the display view of the results. The next thing is to start with the calculation, but at first let's fill in some of the necessary things there, which is what the last manual thing, and the only thing and the only important thing that the users will need to impute. Though they can impute other things like they can change the course code and the course title and the credits unit, because course is not the same for everyone. People who already in 200 level might, some of them have issue with some courses in 100 level, and there are courses in 200 level that they are going to drop. If they drop that course, they are picking the one in 100 level, so they will have to remove the one they drop and type in the new one that they pick to use it for their CGPA calculation and their forecasting. So we are not restricting them, everything is manual. But apart from the score, anything that has to do with the grade point, the total grade point, also the GPA or the CGPA, they are not going to have access to edit it. Them is just to enter the score, enter the information they need for the course, and they will get the desired results automatically. So next, we are going to impute the default score for everyone, for every course. Every semester you have your 5 points, and every course you have a 100 mark, like yes, 100. But when the assessment start, that is when your 100 will start reducing to maybe God knows when, God knows the point. So default, we are working with the default, which is 100. Now we can start with the calculation. But before I proceed with the calculation, I would like to give you like an overview of the full guide that we are using for this computation. It's not like just something you're using from your head, it's a standard. So let me show you that very quickly before diving back into Microsoft Excel. Okay, if you remember on our table, there's a place we have something called a TGP. It's being replaced with WGP. WGP is weighted grade point, and the weighted grade point is getting by multiplying the credit unit by the grade point. How do you get the grade point? Credit unit come alongside with the course already, but the grade point comes from your score. The credit unit is the number of hours that you spent on that course, while the grade point is the point for your point for your score. They are not taking your score. If you score like maybe 60, they are not calculating your GP based on that 60. The score will be converted into a letter grade, something like A, B, C, D, E, and F, and the grade points the letter grade will also be converted into grade point. The grade point is in figure. 5 represent 5, stuff like that. I will explain that in the next slide to come in the future. So to get the TGP or WGP weighted grade point, we do that by multiplying the credit unit by the grade point. Also, in order to calculate the GPA, we divide the total grade point all over the total register courses, total registered credit unit. So this is just the formula, and the grade point average is nothing but the ratio of total grade point to total credit registered. So we have that for cumulative grade point, that is CGPA. You already know what it's all about. I'm not going to dwell more on this. Maybe in the future time we will be talking about CGPA fully in this project. That is when I'll come back and explain more. This is our focus for now, the letter grade. The letter grade here, you can see the table here displaying everything you need to know about the grading system. We have the score range, the grade code, the grade code, the grade description, and the grade point. 70 and above, that is 70 to 100, is A. The description is excellent, and the grade point is 5. 60 to 69 is B, and the grade point is 4. 50 to 59 is C, and the grade point is 3. 45 to 49 is D, and the grade point is 2. 40 to 44 is E, and the grade point is what? Is 1. 39 and below, that is 0 to 39, or maybe negative value, maybe negative 20 down to 39, because you can actually get negative if you are not being careful. Imagine where you don't pass a course you don't have CA on it. You went for the exam, you were caught doing malpractice, and they minus 50 from the exam, and you still don't score up to 30 in that exam. You know, you already have negative in that particular course. So anything less than 39 is 0, and the grade is F, as we know. CO. May it not be our portion. Okay, next is on the formula that we're going to be using for the calculation. You have seen the grade points. So for the grade points, you have seen it that we are working with a value 70 above 60, 50, 45, 40, and anything less than 40. So this is the formula we're going to be using, the if formula. If formula is a logic formula, and it's used in expressing logical it's used for logical expression. So this is the formula we're going to be using here. If is the function we are using. So to write a formula in Excel, you have to start with the equals sign. So we'll say if, open the brackets. While using any function, you must open the brackets. We'll say if F4, this F4 is the name of a cell. Maybe in our own case, it might be F2, F1, F3, or B1, B2, B3. It can be anyone. So we're saying that if this particular cell that is carrying the score is greater than or equal to 70, we'll grade this as A. While using if function, it comes with 3 arguments. The first argument is a logical test. This place is our logical test, and each of the arguments are separated with comma. That's why you see this comma here. So this is the second argument, value if true. So if it is 70 and above, we'll grade A. Else, value if false. Now since we have different conditions, we cannot break here. But if you have just 2 conditions, you can just break. If you're looking for just something like pass, failed, pass, failed, pass, failed, you can say if 70 and above, pass, else, fail. So we can just say pass here, then comma, fail. We can do like that and go. But this is in terms of grading system, it don't work like that because you have certain conditions. So we're following all the condition.